Hello and welcome to All Talk No Dice, the worst excuse for a D&D show you can find online. Before we start, we just want to. I noticed that we had a new follower as of last episode 2 weeks ago. Miguel Graz, thank you very much for following, and we appreciate the support and hope you're enjoying the show. Now, from last we left off, the Companions of Fate continued their journey across Valdur to the snow-capped northern continent of Joldheim. After dealing with Red snapping out of Gerald's unnatural charm effect, squaring that away, you landed the skyship and docked at the small shoreline village and Raelof's home of Guldrone. Soon after bidding Currid farewell, you were quickly met by Rory, Raelof's dwarvish cousin. Leading you through the makeshift encampment, you saw the large red dragon that was frozen in place and has been for years. While Rory and Raelof continued to reminisce, Theron and Terra engaged in a very short-lived snowball fight before you finally found yourselves in the cosy, warm and inviting home of Raelof's family. As you all settled down, you met the very wholesome and curious family that has raised Raelof from a very young age, and after speaking with Drimbar or Pop Pop, you all began to know a little more of the history of your Goliath ally through Rory and Braum, and Jalen, all learning a little more about the local freedom fighter group called the Skirmish. Now, soon after Theron charms Jalen, receiving an offer from Drimbar, but then some very charged questions regarding your relationship with Raelof, before gaining Pop Pop's blessing. However, you all settle down to the gorgeous meal that has been served with fresh ale and tea, following a cheers from Drimbar, throwing back a cold, fruity ale as a welcome to Guldrone and welcome home. This is where we pick it up. So, you all find yourselves all nice and cozy and warm with the nice big bowls of just lobby and stew, and some homemade bread that is being like thrown back and forth from between Braum and Drimbar and Rory, Raelof catching a couple, and basically you get the feeling that this is as family style as it gets. Everyone shares everything. You know, if someone has a little bit less, someone else will make up for that without even thinking of it.
Does Raelof look like he's in his element?
You see Raelof, and he's, albeit he is definitely a little bit, I guess, annoyed to the point where it's like kind of like when you have a sibling that just really pisses you off all the time. Just annoyed, especially with Braum and his pushing about him and Theron's relationship together. Yeah. So it's, you know, he's kind of like, you know, head in his hand, but looking. But as he's around and people start eating and throwing bits of bread and, you know, passing the pitcher of ale and different cups and filling up mugs, you see him very relaxed and with a huge smile on his face as the chatter continues around the table. Is there anything any of you want to do or say or talk about while you're all here?
I'm happy to. Well, I think I believe I'm sleeping with apparently Red, but I'm not going to be sleeping with Red. I'm going to be sleeping in the corner, back towards the side.
That's Raelof's property, right there.
Yeah. No, exactly. Maybe a bit more beaten. Yeah. Scrambled, per se. But yeah. But I'll happily just sit in a corner and keep my eyes on Red to make sure that she doesn't escape, or at least I'll know about it if she does.
Alright, well, while you're all still in this one main room where you're still eating and just drinking and just letting the conversation flow, Terra, you notice Red is kind of like just by your side, and she's just like looking at you just a little bit curiously.
Are you okay?
And she just leans into your ear. Why'd you keep looking at me like that?
You're new, aren't you?
I don't mind that they look at me like that. You're looking at me weird. What, do I make you nervous already?
Why would you make me nervous?
Well, we did say that I could cut you earlier.
But how did that work last time? And I'll bring up my arm.
And she just like pulls back a little bit. Don't want to talk about it.
It's okay. No worries.
I'd still win though.
No, you wouldn't.
Would do.
No, you wouldn't.
Would do.
Push.
and just as you push, you just hear the chair as she just pushes off, and like partly like stumbling onto the floor with one leg and pulling up, and
I'll sit back.
Straight away you hear Drimbar. Hey, what is going on?
I think she fell.
I saw what you did. There is no fighting in this house. Unless I start fighting with you, and then there's allowed fighting.
Okay.
So, while we're on the subject though, you two look a little bit friendly. Do you have the same thing that Melon and Theron do?
She wishes.
And
I don't think
Red straight away. It's alright. Honey, just let me speak. Yes, we are absolutely in love. We are girlfriends, and we're gonna get married. Well, that is wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. Well, have any of you thought, like, you know, are both of you wearing dresses or?
Could I chant her a little murmur into my mouth and use Thorn Whip to pull the chair away from underneath her?
Roll the stealth check.
Okay.
By the way, is this
Oh, sorry, sleight of hand.
Is
Sleight
this
of
going
hand.
on, everyone can see?
Yeah, it's around the dinner table.
Non-natural 20.
Oh yeah,
18.
yeah, easy. Yeah, as you just kind of like, and just under the table, and all of you just hear the chair, and Red just goes flying on her back.
Can anyone use Critical Shift
To do.
to make him re-roll?
Sure.
Two buttons care.
14 plus 2. 16.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, still.
It's still lower.
Yeah. But you just, and very subtly, only mainly like just the party noticing that you just cast a spell, and the chair just gets ripped out from Red, and just behind her. Ah! Ow!
Great stew.
And you just see Drimbar. I don't know what's going on, but I like it.
It's kind of a love-hate relationship, I think.
I can tell. So, speaking of love, Theron, little girl, you already got my blessing. How will you treat my melon? And you can kind of tell as he leans forward, he's had a few cups of ale already, and everyone's getting a little bit charged, a little bit buzzed, and like his squinty eyes are just blink a few times.
I'll
Trying to concentrate. What did you say?
It's hard.
I'll treat him with the utmost respect, sir.
Look at me in the eyes and say that.
What's that, sorry?
Look at me in the eyes and say that.
I wish I could, but your eyes are pretty glazed at the moment.
Just look at me and say it.
I'll treat him with the utmost respect.
Well, that was not even as sincere as I expected, but that's good enough for Malin. It's good enough for me.
Theron just carries on eating his lobby.
And Rayloff just like mutters over to you, Theron. Just don't pay any attention.
And I'll think into his mind, I'm like, don't worry, I'm not.
And you just hear that very deep, almost audible sigh from Rayloff. As Brom leans in and just like staring at you, Gerald. You look a little lonely over there, friend.
Everyone is sort of all hooked up, I suppose.
Well, I mean, my bed is going to be lonely for the night.
Ooh. Some ruffling of feathers, are we?
Well, I thought that while Melon has a personal sleeve to help him empty his balls, I thought, well, maybe one of you could suffice.
Gladly.
And you just see Drimbar just look questioningly. I'm not gonna judge. Whatever you want to do, just don't destroy the house.
Oh, you won't throw me around that hard, will you? I'll just go to stroke his leg whilst do that.
And the first time you've seen Brom drop this facade of toughness, he just kind of, well, I will only throw you around as much as you want me to.
Well, that's gonna be all night then.
And he reaches over, grabbing both sides of your face, Theron, and he just like sort of brings you in, like almost forehead touching forehead, and he just goes, "You have no idea, friend." And he just starts shaking your head back and forth with both hands. And just spittle and ale from his mustache and beard just begin to flood it onto your face as he laughs.
Yeah, I'm just like...
And Rayloff at this point just looks over to Drimbar. Pop, I'm thinking going to see the Jarl tomorrow.
All, did he say?
Jarl.
Yo.
The Jarl. And Drimbar straight away looks. I really don't think that's a good idea. Why? And you just see sort of Drimbar like compose himself for a second. Well, I wanted to tell you earlier, but it's, we've just had so much fun, and we needed the hugs and the kisses, and to get to know each other, especially your soon-to-be husband and all of the family included. Really, I mean, since the Silver Cloud saved this place from ruin, Jarl Borg was found trying to crawl himself into a little bunker that he made, trying to get away from all of us when we begged him for help. So much for a leader.
It doesn't sound like a leader to me.
No, well, evidently. But at that moment, I thought of Kuldro, and what a creature he was. If we could have someone half the leader your father was in that struggle, we wouldn't have fought so long. Now, though, the skirmish look after us, yet the people still have the final word on what changes, are made to here now, in all the criminals and trade and all that. Any business is always, what's the word I'm looking for? Everyone votes.
Democracy.
Democracy. Thank you. Oh, I've had too many ales. Oh well, fuck it.
Passes an ale. I might as well join.
I've only got this one mug next to me and it's nearly done.
Okay.
And you hear Rory. Yeah, it's alright. I got you. Well, I'm trying to think how we go about this with, me trying to be more of a leader. So...
A leader always pleases his subjects, Rory. Ale is a great icebreaker.
Okay. And he just like looks at you, Gerald, kind of like just a little like look of approval before he looks to Theon, fills a mug and passes it over to Theon, and he just goes, "Well, there's your ale, you little maggot." And then he looks back to Gerald.
I'll just pick it up and I'm just like, this maggot's going to enjoy this beer. Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
Well done,
I will.
And
I'll use prestidigitation just to make it quite cold.
Oh yeah, it just nice and chilled and ice cold as you sink it back.
On the tankers.
And Drimbar kind of like continues to rail off and outwardly to all of you. It was a real shame when I awoke to a hushed muttering by my bedside as he placed a note by my table. He saw me looking at him and, we locked eyes one last time before the tears came from both of us, and he left. Such a shame.
What? Malin can cry?
No. I can cry. And his father can cry.
Fair enough.
And Rayloff kind of interjects, just... Yeah, so my dad left a while ago. That's it.
Isn't your mother a dragon?
And you see Rayloff quickly snap his eyes to Pop. And Drimbar right there just like looks at him back and looks at you, Theron.
Hey, maybe I've stepped into something I know nothing about. Oh, thank God.
His mother, a dragon. My offspring? No. Where have you heard such tall tales?
Well, from Malin.
Malin, we spoke about this when you were younger. You don't go telling people stories like that. You could get in a lot of trouble.
I could write insight that to see if that's his way of saying to Rayloff, don't be telling that shit. AKA, like, that is the truth.
Yeah.
He's trying to put it out that it was a lie.
Sure, go ahead.
Not with a full. Insight is +4, 8, if that helps at all.
You can't really tell if it's like if he's trying to deflect or if he's trying to deceive necessarily. You can tell at the very base level he is genuine in his reaction.
That's cool. No worries. It's enough for me.
And Rayloff just like looks down at the table, and then he just, I'm sorry, Pop. I just said a couple stories because I thought they were interesting.
They were interesting.
And you hear Rory pop up. Ray? Have you been lying to your friends?
It's alright. We're a motley crew, really.
Not him. Thanks for interfering.
And you hear Braum right there, just like you see him like one arm reaches over around the back of the chair of Gerald's chair, just around your shoulder, Gerald, and then he takes a big swig of ale, and looks over to Rayloff and just pushes him in the shoulder. You should not be lying to your future husband. Or any of your friends.
Yes, have some respect, and I'm going to use the Visible Mage Hand to push Roran closer to me.
Push who close to you, Braum?
Yeah, Braun
Okay.
closer to me, so that we both just sort of come in together.
Yeah. As like the arm is extended a little bit and not quite comfortable, and you will just notice as Braum's chair is just like pushed slightly over to the side, and then Gerald just rests his head on his. Gerald, when you rest your head on his chest, it's a large, beefy chest, like muscular, but like enough padding that's comfortable. But as you kind of rest, you do feel just behind your head like the huge round shoulders and the large, just thick upper arms. You can tell he is exactly like his grandfather, just younger. But you feel an Adonis of a dwarf next to you.
Excellent. It's such a different feeling from breasts. Still soft, yet so warm still.
And you just feel like a wee like as he starts like making his pecs dance, and you feel your head fucking just being knocked slightly, and you just hear, I bet no woman can do that.
Not. No.
And as Rayloff's a little bit flushed at this point, just looking about what's happening, what's going on all around the table, and you see Drimbar kind of looking at him, but still with that wide smile, very nonchalant and and just casual. So, I just need to ask, did all of you believe when Melon here said that his mother was a dragon?
Why not?
Why not? I mean, how could that ever be possible?
Hey, anything's possible in this weird world.
Listen, my daughter came from my sack, right?
I gathered, yeah.
And if she went off and married somebody, and then came back to me and said, oh, by the way, Pop, I just married the dragon. Come on. Dragons will eat you.
At the same time, dragons
Yes,
can
they
polymorph.
will.
And Braum just whispers in your ear, dirty slut. I like that.
Fucking brilliant. No, I thought you were talking about Adlon. Yes, they do. But no.
I mean, of course we're going to believe Rayloff, though. With such a calm and collected voice. You never know when he's lying.
Oh yeah, I know. So calm and collected when he's screaming the house down. And he's charging through bodies like there's no tomorrow. Yes, I know exactly how calm and collected he can be.
I know. That's what made me fall in love with him.
And just at that point, both Rory and Jalen, almost in unison, just go, oh.
Probably not nice.
Hey, I've got beat it. I might as well join it.
So, okay. Stories aside, what are you all looking to do while you're here?
I'm just wondering, you know the place where they make parchment? Do they have any magical kind?
Let me check.
Oh, I didn't know you had computers.
And you just see him like lean his head back for a second. No.
Magical art.
No.
Ah, shame.
Well, I
Oh,
mean,
it's just-
you can ask really, really nice.
Yeah, I will.
Theron. I think he means him.
Oh. Do you have any magical parchment at all, please?
I might do in the shop.
Okay, I'll ask.
Theron.
Yeah?
I think he owns the shop.
And you hear Jimbo at this point just like mouth to Rayloff.
Are you sure he's the one you want to marry?
Hey, I know your job. So you own the shop then?
Aye.
So would it be at all possible if I could get some magic parchment?
Well,
Pretty
like
clear.
I said, I'm not in the shop right now, am I? And I forget what I've got in the stock. So how about first thing in the morning, you and me can have some, father-son-in-law bonding time, and we go down to the parchment shack.
You see Theron grit his teeth and grip the tankard, and he's just like, yeah, sure. That sounds like fun.
Great. Well, that'll be some fun then.
Theron. Companions essentials.
Oh, good call, Tara. So, how about a little business opportunity?
And just at this point, Tara, you feel a nudge in your ribs.
Yeah.
Tara.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
No.
Fuck yes.
Oh no.
Shh. And you just just punching the ribs, and all you hear is just like at the table, just a weak. Ah.
Fall into my knees.
Theon,
Yes.
you were getting a little bit starry-eyed there. I was wondering if my new son-in-law could handle his ale.
Oh, probably not. Not as much as you guys, anyway.
Oh, that's fine. Dainty girls are always allowed with us.
I mean, I'll give it a go.
No, you won't. But that's okay. You have your limit. Your limit is that of a 10-year-old dwarf here, but still, everybody's welcome. And if Malin has chosen you, if he has chosen you, then he has chosen you.
Theron's still gritting his teeth and grabbing onto the tankard like, yeah, I'm so lucky.
Yes, you are.
Anyway, we'll have a discussion tomorrow in
Oh.
the shop
Okay.
about all that kind of stuff.
Okay, great. Well, that's one thing settled. What about you two?
I think I'm very full, and I'm happy to sleep.
Out of interest, Tara, do you actually get full?
Not normally, but with this fantastic hospitality.
You hear Jalen just mutter.
Yeah.
Oh,
You charmer.
that's alright. You don't need to be so polite.
I'm a robot. Like, I put it as blankly as
Yeah.
possible. Like, I've only just found this out. Your food? I could feel the sensation, but nothing hits here.
Oh well, at least you got the sensation then.
But the sensation was love, and I'm going to grab her hand. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And then I'll release the hands.
And she just like leans to Drimbar,
And then
but
you
audibly.
realise it's crossed.
Like, you know when they say, I made it with love?
Yeah.
That's all I could feel.
she leans like partly to Drimbar and like but audible enough for you hear. Melon's family is so lovely. I think they should stay.
So,
They're definitely not staying, but they are lovely.
I wish we could stay, but there are more pressing matters.
Right, yeah. I get it, so you've got a world to save. Don't we all?
My hometown, at least.
but is that red dragon out of, like... Can anyone just approach it? Are we banned from approaching it?
No, you can go up to it.
Excellent. And is it actually dead?
Or is it just trapped within?
Or is it just frozen?
Well,
I get a feeling it's kind of just frozen.
and Rayloff sort of just interrupts Drimbar. So a while ago, when this happened, they were fighting, and another dragon, and he just kind of like looks around to all of you knowingly,
Yeah.
swoops down and froze them in place. I mean, they saved half of the town from getting destroyed.
So, could have done.
So the other half was rebuilt, and it's just taken a while to get the other half going.
This might sound a silly question. Ice melts.
It could be magical
Yeah.
ice.
Ice does
I was
melt.
gonna. Does that mean that eventually the dragon will be released?
Well, maybe. Dragon ice is just as potent as dragon fire. So yeah, it's ice, but it's not going to melt as half as fast as normal ice.
It would need a dragon's fire to really.
To speed it up.
So I can't accidentally defrost the dragon. Got it. We're all good.
No, Gerald.
How
No.
about if I put this pot of hot lava? No, I'm kidding. Obviously not. No.
And you just see Theron like just doing that coin thing with
Oh
that,
yeah, yeah.
that black coin that was given by is it what's her name?
Cyanide.
Cyanide. Yeah. And just do that and then it just disappears. I could do.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that all of you are, well, at least enjoying the meal.
Like I said, it's very delicious.
Yes.
Yeah. It
It
reminds
is.
me of back home.
Oh. Well, isn't that lovely? Theon,
Yeah. Mhm.
are you sure you don't want to stay with Melon and us?
Maybe after, but I do have to at least try to save my hometown. Maybe not the world, but
Okay.
at least my hometown. From this
Okay.
maniacal parrot bastard.
Okay. That was a lot more than I was expecting. But we've got you all here now, and nightfall has come. Who is bunking with who?
I guess me and
I
Mel
found
and
my new
Gun
bunk
fight
mate.
together.
Yeah, and at that point, Gerald, Brom just leans in. I am not waiting any longer. And he just picks you up and hurls you over his shoulder.
Yes, I never have to walk again.
And Braum just takes one last swig, gulping his ale down, and as he slams it down, hard enough to rock the entire table for a moment, and everyone looks up at him in like this innate silence just hits as he looks at everyone. Good night.
Bye.
And they head off.
See you later, Gerald. Have fun.
And Gerald, you find yourself go into another like walkway room and up a very small set of stairs before getting to at least a room that that Braum has decided that you're going to be in.
Let's show me a good time, big boy. I'll slap his ass as he's carrying me through the doorway.
With that, you just hear, and you hear the of the door open, and before you get acquainted with any kind of smell or sight or hearing of what's in this room, you feel your body and just launched across the room, and you find your back hit on the bed, and it's a very like sturdy, rickety bed. Well, sturdy. Not really. It's more firm than it is soft. So you do feel that impact in your low back. You're like, you fucker. But
Just the way Gerald likes it.
yeah,
He likes him firm.
but Braum approaches you as he just begins to tear off his clothes, as you do the same for yours. And that's where we're going to pan out and black away, so you guys can have your fun, and we're not going to RP that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Precise.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah.
you want
That's
to
the
do.
point of this episode. It's the
Exactly.
ERP episode.
Exactly.
Don't worry, we'll be asking questions when we wait.
Yeah. And
So what are
and-
these sounds?
So please explain in great
yeah.
detail.
Thrust by thrust
Let's
play.
force the DM.
What is the tempo?
Was there music being played?
Definitely no music, and all of you do begin to hear very animalistic grunts, almost as if one's killing the other.
Sad. Let's hope it's Gerald. Killing Pops.
But just after they wander off, Drimbar goes, or just looks and watches them leave. Ah, it's so nice to see my boys happy. Little girl.
Yeah, that's me, little girl, or the actual little girl.
I was going to speak to the actual little girl, but since you answered,
Yeah.
you and Melon, I assume, are going to share a room.
Yeah.
Now, just to let you know, the rooms we have upstairs, they are very small and cramped, so you just get one single bed in there. So you're going to have to just, well, it's not going to be an issue, is it? You know, just getting cozy with your boyfriend.
No, not at all.
Fantastic. Well, that's exactly what we want to hear.
And I just telepathically thingy to rail off. I'm like, I swear to God, I'm going to kill you one of these days.
and you just see. Wait, can he reply back or no?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it's television.
You just see him like through his hand. He just gives you that look.
Son of a bitch.
And Drimbar then looks to Red. So, other little girl, do you have any plans to do while you're here in Guldrone? I've heard a lot of others speak, but I haven't just really heard you speak much. And Pop kind of like leans forward and closer, like closing the distance across the table, and you see Red kind of slightly sink into herself a little bit. Not much, just... Really, just... I'm just following Tara. And then... me and her will be friends.
If he's looking at her,
Mm-hmm.
and she's looking at me, and I know he's not looking at me,
Yeah.
if I know that for a fact,
Yeah, you see, he is completely invested in her.
I'm gonna do this.
And just in that moment, you do see her eyes well up just slightly at that, and her face does drop. And she just looks down at her lap. And Drimbar is just looking at you now, Tara.
She realizes I can't sleep like normal people. I prefer to sit.
Is that why she's nearly sobbing?
It's probably because she sleeps with her fucking eyes open.
Yeah, it's a bit scary.
Little girl. And you just see Red is like permanently just like that. And Pop leans over, so much so that you hear the wheels on his chair just like almost like kind of be dragged with him as opposed to just rolling. So imagine like the brakes are on, and he pulls on the table and drags his stopped wheelchair closer to the table and reaches over and just like nudges her chin up with his finger, and then grabs the side of her face. Little girl, why are you so sad? And just in that moment, Red just looks, and as her head comes up, you do see tears begin streaming down her cheeks, just almost illuminating and lighting up the slight freckles against the skin. And just in that very slim moment, you see her just like nearly just start choking up against like Drimbar's hand, and she kind of like goes and grasps it and pushes against her cheek and leans in for a second. I just want a friend. And she just pushes the table pushes against the table, pushing a chair back, letting it fly back and bolting out the front door.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to follow.
And
I didn't expect that.
And Theron, you just see his eyes warg out, and I'll just use the owl
From the ship. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, as Theron, you very quickly... And your eyes straight away just are pulled into a very keen-eyed owl that is just sitting on the...
Okay.
Alright, sorry about the technical issue. Give us 1 second and we'll be back. Alright, sorry for the technical difficulty.
Sorry, me.
Yeah, him. Fuck him.
Got
So,
some
your vision is cast forward to the keen-eyed snowy white owl, just standing atop the one of the side railings of the ship. And what do?
I'll just fly over, keep my eye on Red, but stay. Well,
Right.
I've got good eyes. I'll be
Yeah,
right.
you straight away and begin to fly
and
up.
owls have night vision.
Yes. And you begin to fly up and you coast over the small village. with not many people out during the night time, you very quickly catch Red as she is running past this sort of market area, heading more towards the outskirts of the village.
I would be in pursuit.
Yeah, and just as soon as Drimbar just finishes saying, "Well, I wasn't expecting that. I mean," and he looks at you. He looks at Rayloff, and he just goes, "Talk about relationship issues, eh?" And Tara, that's when you kind of push your chair back and go chasing after her.
Yeah.
Can I say anything while I'm in
Yeah,
war?
absolutely.
I'll just say as Tara's leaving, I'll just be like, follow the owl.
That's fine.
Tara,
as I run,
yeah.
gone. I was going to, once I shut the door, I'm going to wild shape into a stray cat.
Okay, all right. So, you wild shape or just in a standard cat?
Well,
Like a house
if
cat,
I would say more like one that if someone were to see me, they wouldn't probably pick me up and think that.
Okay, yeah. So just a little beefier, a little bigger. Okay,
Yeah,
so you
probably a bit of tints of green, but a robotic-y, like maybe a shimmer.
Yeah.
Not like Gerald's cape kind of shimmer, but more of a like if the moon hits.
Just like a metallic sheen.
Yeah. Like the fur is like really thin metal, like I
small
want to say
little metal
flake.
blades.
Yeah.
Almost.
Obviously not enough to cut.
No, but
looks
yeah.
like it's been. Yeah.
Yeah, that's sick. Okay, that's cool as fuck. You wild shape, and you straight away look up.
Doesn't matter if I'm a stray cat, does it? I'm fucking metal.
Yeah. you straight
I'm a cat.
you straight away look up, and you see the owl.
Cool.
Flying.
I will be dashing. Then
Okay.
While
All right.
I'm trying to keep up.
Can you roll an athletics check for me?
I can.
As the cat.
Let me just see what athletics is under.
Strength.
Strength. Amazing. Not good. With a natural 20 though.
Nice.
But it does have a -4, so it's 16.
Okay, well, still got a nat 20, so that was something. So,
yeah.
So 16. You continue to chase. You watch the owl as it veers to the right, and you start veering right, and you keep going, and
Yeah.
And you start getting.
It has a 30-foot climbing speed, so if I think that it's more beneficial for me to be on top of a roof and run, that I will probably try to do that if it comes to.
Well, you watch, and as you find yourself running, you very quickly find the outskirts of the village, going more towards the hilly and rocky. I wouldn't say necessarily wasteland, but like snow-topped wasteland. That separates a lot of Yolderheim between like towns and cities. Just a lot of snow-covered roads and hills and mountains and more of like rocky areas. Big boulders there, but all covered in snow. You see a bit of the grey stone peeking through, but the snow majority just blanketed over everything. And I mean, with the 16, I would say you do catch up. Just as you leap onto one of these boulders, to look out across the snow blanketed landscape, you hear just below you
I'm going to casually jump down, not onto a lap because it'll fucking hurt. Jump onto the side of where she's trying to sit down to hide, and then do the casual when a cat comes to see you and kind of like rubs the head and then the body towards that person.
Right.
I want to know, one, if it hurts her, because hopefully it doesn't. But to see if she would recognise who I am because of the form that I am.
Well, as you leap down and you kind of twist your body 180 to face it as you land, you notice, at least with this boulder, it is hollow on the inside.
Okay.
As you see, Red is like tucked inside, away from the very cold winds that are just whistling past. You can imagine if this is intentional with the boulders, it's almost like a kind of like a windbreak.
Yeah.
And just some added protection if you're caught outside any of the villages or the village doing a snowstorm or blizzard, and it gives you a little bit more of added chance to survive. But you see Red tucked away, legs curled up, and her head kind of almost in her lap. And you just see her eyes look up.
Me, ow.
and you just see her eyes look up. And she kind of like tries to turn side onto you and like look down towards the corner.
I'll approach forward as not like a predator, but like slower to it.
Yeah.
And rub my head.
And she just like.
Me, ow.
And even the very creepily disturbing meows from the robotic wild shape. She looks down at you, and she notices the green eyes straight away.
Okay, cool.
And she just looks at you. Just go away.
I'll do the one paw on a leg or an arm or something that's close.
And
meow.
And she almost like just knees you away, firmly this time. What is your fucking problem? Why'd you do this? You make out like you don't like me, and then whenever I don't like that, you come and you're all loving and you want to be friends.
Just
It's not fucking fair. And she just sits back down and just begins looking at the wall in the corner.
I'll looking around in the boulder to make sure that when I stand up, I won't just be. It's not too small of a gap, is it?
Oh yeah, it's small.
It's
I'm not saying you have to
Would it be able to-
crouch down necessarily, but for you, because you're a little bit taller, you might slightly bump your head.
Yeah, that's fine.
As you get in, it comes up to like this concave at the top.
Cool, no worries. I will prep myself for that.
Okay.
And I will unwild shape.
Alright, you.
Freedom. And I'll sit down in front of her.
And your fucking meow is creepy.
I thought that was pretty good. I've only done that once.
Just fucking leave me alone.
I looked pretty good though, didn't I?
A little.
Thanks. Do you want the truth?
I don't really think you're capable of something like that.
Then you can believe me or not. You coming in through those flying things and fighting with us, I don't trust you enough.
It wasn't my choice, was it? It wasn't me leading my people. It wasn't just... None of us wanted to do it. We only did it for the money.
The reason why I trust your intention was right. But there's other ways to do good for your town.
Well, you know, there's other ways to be good to other people. Right?
There is. It's hard when all you know is how to talk to animals. I've only been with this group for... How long would it have been? Probably about 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, close to about a month, maybe a month and a bit.
Yeah. A month's time. I have struggled. It's hard to trust people, knowing the one person, the two people I trust the most. I'm not even who I thought I was.
Well, isn't that just more of a reason to just give people the benefit of the doubt when they actually want to be with someone?
I wanted to trust everybody. Now I trust no one. If I've taken it out on you too much, I apologise.
You know...
But you have to understand the reasons.
You know, I really enjoyed our time at dinner. It was fun. Even you pushed me off my chair. It was fun.
That wasn't me. Go on. I was trying to say that as a grin.
But still, you don't trust me. Some of the time you don't even like me.
Oh no. You seem very genuine.
You can't blame me or judge me for me following my people in a decision I wasn't even a part of. We were separate people then. You didn't know me, I didn't know you. If it wasn't for the money, we would never have even met.
Yeah.
But when I just say that I want to follow you around and maybe even be your friend, and you say no, but then you come here and be all fucking friendly, that isn't fair. Not with me.
Just gonna nod with it.
Because believe it or not, even if you're fucking cold on the outside, and she just kind of like taps your arm and you hear like that noticeable like dum, dum.
Yeah. It's not real.
Just
It's not
know,
flesh.
yeah. Just know that just because it doesn't matter how cold you are inside, I still like you a lot. Okay?
How would you like to start afresh?
I'd like that very much. And if anyone gets in our way, we can always both stab them.
That is true.
You know? Tag team.
I'm happy with that.
Cool.
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 How are you with small animals?
I like them. Cuddly. As long as they're not too small to get like insect. That's when they get a little bit creepy for me. But
Okay, no, you're fine.
yeah,
Because Mugwai will still be at the house, you see.
that's okay.
And he likes friends.
It looks cuddly. I'm scared. I'm scared for when he gets bigger, though.
Yeah. If you would have seen his mum,
Big girl.
big girl.
Oh.
So,
How
How about-
are you with very fine, sharpened blades?
as long as it's not in me,
How are you for tailing someone and taking them out, and no one else knowing?
are you trying to say you're going to kill me because no one knows?
I'm trying to gauge what kind of person you are.
Not the stalking, killing people.
Oh. If we had to follow someone and kill them, are you the quiet one or the loud one that will ruin everything but ultimately get the job done?
I would like to say the quiet one and get the job done. If
Okay.
loud is what happens. It's kind of the in the time we make those decisions.
I think we could be friends.
Yeah. Well, you can tell me more about yourself, and I'll try to answer any questions that you have. Obviously, through the time.
Have you ever had a girlfriend?
No.
Do you want one?
I think you're a little young. How old are you?
Doesn't matter.
It does.
And at this point, you do see her start going into like thinking mode, trying to remember.
Okay.
Well-
Off the top of my head, without her actually telling me, how old do I think she is?
She looks no older than 16 or so.
Okay.
But as she recalls and she answers, well, the very last name day I had was 20, 19 or 20, one of the two.
Okay. Well, how about if we stay really good friends for now,
I want a girlfriend.
and then when we get to speak to your dad and tell him about what's gonna happen, we can ask him, and he'll definitely know.
I'm not sure that my father would actually, allow that between you
Well,
and me if we
You could
said.
you could just lie and say you're with Gerald.
I can't lie. Not to my father. He will know when I'm lying.
Well, how about if you just ask for your own? How old are you? From him. That's not a lie. And you can tell me.
I know how old I am.
Yeah, I know, but to confirm, I need confirmation.
Right. You do this magic stuff, yeah?
Some.
Right. Just do a spell then, so you know I'm telling the truth.
Give me one moment.
And just in that moment, as you begin to think,
I don't have it anymore. I did have a spell. I did have, what
Zone of
Theron
truth.
has.
No.
No.
What I have?
When you go into your head
Oh,
and then
detect
delve
thoughts.
deeper. I don't have that anymore because I'm no longer a Kelishtar.
get
I lost
fucked.
it. I know. Get fucked.
You just see the owl and it just goes.
Speaking of owl,
Yeah.
your familiar can do spells through it. Is that right?
Only if it's a touch spell.
Is Detect Thoughts a touch spell or is it a ranged spell?
Ay, whiskey. Give me a.
Gerald.
It's a range from self, it's not a touch spell.
Okay. So
Yeah.
it have to be from Theron. No worries. Well, when we get home, well, when we wake up tomorrow, I'm pretty sure one of the guys can do it, and no one know for certain then, and only then, we'll think about it. Yeah?
So you don't want to be my girlfriend?
Only after confirmation. You only have to wait tomorrow. I know you can't. I know you can't wait. It's only tomorrow. It's literally the night. Looking at a watch that I don't have on my wrist.
Well, for tonight then, you don't get to cuddle me.
Okay. I've got Mogwai.
I get Mogwai tonight.
You know.
Yep.
Nope.
Hmm?
Mogwai will be jealous and he'll come back to me. If he does, then I know that he trusts you enough. And I will take that as you're definitely genuine.
And
if he does, if he doesn't, and he comes to me, then I cry.
She begins to stand up just as you're saying that, and I'm like, and she just says, "Listen, I'm not going to cry."
You'll be upset, I know. I'll start.
But if
underneath it.
if he doesn't trust me,
Yeah.
and he tries to go back to you,
Mhm.
I just slice his throat.
How about no?
So
I will kill you there and then.
make sure that you get him all cuddly for me.
No.
Otherwise, you're not going to have a pet in the morning.
Die. Yeah. Just saying.
Oh, it's late, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, let's get back there.
Gonna push her like I did when we were going to the house.
Yeah, you just push, and then she just kind of like giggles to herself,
Can,
And I'll get a snowball.
and she like just pushes you.
Yeah.
continue on.
Snowball. Throw.
Continue on unwarg. Oh,
Yeah,
you beat
yeah.
me to it.
Just,
I was going unwarg, go outside, hide.
I mean, you can still do that.
Make Mage's hand to scoop it up.
You can still do
And
that.
then wait.
They're not back in yet. They're just coming out that boulder.
Yeah. But when they gain close enough.
Okay, yeah. Instantly. Ah, bitch! And she just launches one back to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and dodge it.
Yeah, easily. Just.
You suck. As we were walking back, we'll just have snowball fights.
Yeah. And at one point, you do see her, like, you catch her right on the nose with one, and it goes in her eyes, and you just straight away see her hand just reach back and on the handle of that big dagger on her back, just for a second, almost like a reflex.
Okay. You know what? I'm attuned to it now. I'm gonna pull away part of my clothing that I've got, and I'm gonna show the what is it fucking called now? The dancing scimitar. Just like
and you're just stuck in this like Wild West, snow-covered standoff. Let's get home. And you both make your way back.
Start walking back.
For Gerald, Gerald, you're already occupied. Doesn't matter.
Yes.
It's very,
Yeah.
very occupied.
I will use the use of the invisibility cloak because why not?
Yeah. So
I really want to get them.
okay, so you go outside and you wrap it around, and it emanates the invisibility nature of the cloak. What would you like to do, Theron?
Oh no! If you use magic, it'll come undone, won't it?
Yeah, but you're not using magic. No, you can use mage hand. It's if you use an
attacking as well. Yeah.
So mage hand is fine.
Yeah. I'll use mage hand then to scoop a shitload of snow.
Okay, just the hand just and just starts shoveling it under some snow before and just hovers up with this large lump of snow that somehow has stayed together.
And so it should. I don't know what's the landscape like. Actually, I'll make the mage hand go up on the roof, but like where they can't see.
Oh,
it, so
yeah.
just go.
Okay, sure thing. So, just above the front doorway, just above that, up to the roof, You send your mage hand, and you know it's there, but from any sort of visible point, you can't see anything.
Yeah, that's the one.
And after a few short minutes, you begin to see Terra and Red both walking back. You see both of them kind of like very heartfeltly smiling. You know, just very light-hearted, very just so comfortable in the cold temperature.
It makes Theron smirk even
Yeah,
more inside the float. Just like...
And
Hey.
Terra,
Yeah.
Red just looks at you as you get to the door. After you.
Thanks. I'll go to open the door.
And I'll spring, etc.
Just as you lean forward and go to, and as you open it just an inch, freezing cold snow just plummets down on you, down your back, all along your chest and your front, and in your hair and in your eyes, and you just
and floating above you is just the finger like that.
Yeah, and the sort of purple pink iridescent finger is just.
I'm gonna turn to Red. Turn around, turn to Red. Theron's gonna die.
I know.
I'm just gonna go in because I've got fucking nothing.
Yeah.
I'll just.
Once gets there, dances out.
And you just hear that, no. Save that for later. Save it. Yeah, Theron, you get the death glare from Terra as the finger is pointed as she walks past you. And just at that point, you walk into the small living / dining area. All of the candles are still slowly burning, but everyone is left, or Drimbar is just about to leave the dinner table and go to sleep himself. Oh well, it's nice to see you all back. Is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's been spoke about, and
yeah, I think their love is. I think their love's blooming.
You go talk to. Aren't you with Melon?
Oh, that reminds me, Theron. Melon's just gone upstairs and he said, well, he didn't say anything, but I saw in his eyes and he is waiting.
Yeah, I'd best go do my duty.
Now, just before you go though, I'll let you know, these walls, they are so thin, but we'll be more proud of you if you get a good dicking.
Could be the other way round.
Well, either way, go and do your husband, wifely duties.
Yeah, that'll be me tonight.
Good luck, little girl. It was nice meeting you. And he just grabs your shoulder and like grips it, and you do feel that fucking like that crunch of just. Now go have fun.
No worries.
And to you two ladies.
Thank you. Thank you for your hospitality.
You're friends and family of Melon. Then you're friends and family of ours. Welcome.
Thank you.
Go get some rest. If you need anything, I'll be down here in the back room.
That's fine with me. Thank you very much.
Oh, and yes, your friend and my boy have been going and going. It's probably not going to calm down at all. So, if you need to, there's some sheep's wool in the kitchen and the larder, just if you want to put some wool in your ears.
Fantastic.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Cool.
Oh, Red.
Yeah. Weren't you going upstairs to get mercilessly pounded?
Yeah. That's where I'm going.
Gonna go take it?
Here,
You gonna do
What?
that?
here.
What?
Have 5 gold,
Why?
so you can buy something tomorrow, whatever you want.
I've already got some coin.
Okay, I'll just leave it on the side, and if you want it, take it. If you don't,
I mean, it's, you know, be it far for me to... And she just snatches it.
right. I'm going to do my duty. See you later.
If you saw in the morning we got some cream.
Yeah, and I'll let you apply it. No, actually,
I'd regret that.
no. That's woke up.
No, you definitely meant that.
Don't worry, I can apply your cream.
Oh,
You
that
know
would
what?
be
I think you're the
absolutely wonderful.
perfect person.
Well, let's just see.
For Melon.
Let's just see how you go with Malon.
I know.
He
It can
look-
be so rough sometimes.
He looked a little pent up. You better go.
Hey,
You've
okay.
done this before? I'm just amazed. My eyes are like wide open.
Are you talking to me, or?
Yeah, of course I'm talking to you.
And then you had to hear, shut the fuck up, Darren. So I'm going to snowball you.
I'm gonna keep my mouth wide. My mouth is gonna have a massive grin, and I'm gonna be like.
You fucker.
Alright. Good for you, and you
Yeah.
just stomp upstairs.
Just giving him the shit.
Have a good night, ladies. And you just see Drimbok kind of wheel his chair out away from the table. And very sort of like... And you just hear the wheels, like, it's a little bit squeaky, like... As he just... and just slowly rolls himself.
Could I ask you a quick question?
Oh, I mean, well, it was just about to be bedtime.
No. Is there a very, very silly question? Is there a reason why you're in a wheelchair? Or a chair with wheels
Yes.
on? Is it because of your legs?
Yes. You know,
What did you do?
Melon's friends are so keen and observant of their surroundings.
What did you do?
This happened when that red dragon attacked.
Are you?
This is my reminder.
If for some bizarre reason your reminder were to go, would you be happier or would you be upset?
That's a big question for so late in the night.
Unless you want to just tell me.
No. I'm happy it's there. Because it humbles me, but then also reminds me that even though I'm in this chair, I can still do a hell of a lot of things that a lot of people still probably won't be able to do full-bodied.
That's completely understandable.
And if you are curious, yes, I can still get hard.
I'm not curious about that whatsoever. But thank you for telling me.
You're welcome.
I
Now,
appreciate it.
do I have permission to go to bed and join my wife?
In your own home? Of course.
Oh, thank you. Oh, you're so polite.
welcome.
I really can't wait to talk to him more. Like, and he just
Very quickly.
scurries away in his chair. he just say, "No!" as he slams the door behind.
Still moves with both arms,
Yeah.
door shutting. That's fair.
But, is there anything anyone wants to do before the night is fully over?
I want to actively listen for only a brief second, or a few seconds. If the walls are that thin, we can genuinely hear Gerald and
Gerald, what kind
Yes.
what kind of sounds?
Yes.
What kind of sounds, if any,
I'm
will
thinking if
everyone
it's
be
worth getting
hearing?
some sheep wool in first.
It's going to be that essentially he might accidentally just let slip a few like mimics of other people's voices. So all of a sudden you'll just hear somewhere out like, yes, yes, yeah. Oh my! And just in case, just like, what?
I'm bored about that.
So, various sounds that you'd probably hear in a zoo.
Yeah.
I
But
will take some of the sheep wool.
But with Brom's very resonant, grumbly voice pairing with that as well, they're both really fucking loud. Like you could hear them as you were talking to Drumbar. Let alone even clearer now as you're upstairs.
Definitely take some sheep wool.
Yeah.
Mostly for Red. And I will try to put them in, but it's not going to probably work.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No problem. Theron, you settle down in a room with Rayloff in one single bed. You see Rayloff is already, like, he's just like this on the bed, but his entire body is taking up that single bed and overflowing.
Fine, I'll just be on the floor next to the wall and just sort of go sleep.
And just as you close your eyes and you know that Rayloff's eyes are closed, you do just hear him say, "You're not going to join me in bed, are you?"
Oh, no, I am not, big guy.
Good, because I'd really hurt you if you did.
I'm sure you would.
Nice.
Yeah. Nice.
Shh. and and all of you.
I will allow Mogwai.
Oh yeah.
to see
So
if Red
so Tara,
exists.
as you get into the small room, and there is only one bed anyway. Same layout, one single bed,
Red will sleep in that bed.
and you notice that like she gets on the bed, and then she kind of like she takes her boots off, and that's all. And she lies down on the bed, and then she looks over at you. You're not joining?
No, well, like I said, I don't need to sleep anymore.
Have you ever?
I could stand close.
Or you could lie next to me, and we can even cuddle.
The thing is that when I try to sleep, I don't sleep. I can't move.
Well,
You can talk, I can listen.
do you want to try it? And you see Mogwai on the bed next to her, just like looking at her, and then you.
I will wait till tomorrow.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Until confirmation.
whatever, yeah.
Confirmation?
I don't know why you're getting so uppity about it.
It's because I'd rather just make sure.
This is setting a really bad start to this relationship if you don't trust me.
I trust you. I trust you more than I did. Which is perfect.
Well,
And that is 100% genuine.
Yeah,
As in, she
and-
didn't even have to roll.
yeah. And just at that, she goes, "Well, in that case then, I look forward to whatever is in the future. And for tonight, Mogwai's mine." And Mogwai just like gets like stolen up a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
And after like a little bit of wriggling and like reasserting, Mogwai kind of peeks over her body and just.
It's alright. I'll look at Mogwai. I'll get out of the bag of holding let me just get the actual item.
You know about the blanket?
Blanket of
Oh,
starlight.
ah,
I'll concentrate on it.
yeah, and
So amazing. And then I'll put it on me.
yeah,
I'll look over. Try and see if I can. And I'll imitate trying to sleep.
Yeah.
And see what happens.
you feel like a tap against your head. And as you open your eyes, you just see Mogwai's just on your head.
I'll stand up with Mogwai. With the blanket.
Yeah.
Put him and the blanket with Red. And I'll sit back down and concentrate on it until
And
I've
just as you're holding Mogwai, he does begin to like
Question.
nuzzle still into you.
Even though I'm inert, can I still concentrate on it?
Yeah, fuck it, why not?
I'll concentrate over the whole night.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch what happens to the blanket after concentrating for that long. See what happens.
Creates a black hole.
That's cool.
You
TPK.
yeah, you lay the blanket down
Everyone's dead.
and a Mogwai looks at you, still nuzzling a little bit, and as you set him down,
I'll stroke his head.
and Mogwai kind of tucks into Red's chest and her arms and snuggles away for a night of slumber as you begin to
That's when
concentrate and
Yeah.
just go
I'll kind of like
still.
in my provisional would be if Red, Mogwai, obviously the blanket, and the doll.
Yeah, that's okay.
So I'll see if it comes in. I don't know.
And for the rest of you, you all settle down after whatever disgustingly gorgeous and sexy hanky-panky you have withstood and withheld through the night. Gerald. All of you do find yourselves into the warm, cozy embrace of slumber. And just as you wake to the new morning sun rising across the horizon, and all of you complete a long rest, that's where we're going to take a quick break and come back just after a little while, and then we can continue with whatever this day may bring, whatever adventures may come. To everyone that is here and watching, we hope you're enjoying it so far. It's a very sort of laid back and more wholesome-y, weirdly sexual tensioned and sexually charged episode, which is kind of cool and fun. But shut up, it is. You walked out. Come on, who walks out when they're not in ERP?
Exactly.
But anyway, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break to go use the bathroom, get some snackies, so you go do the same. And we will see you back in just a short while. And welcome back. As we come back into the game, the Companions of Fate enjoyed a very relaxing, kind of tense and emotional, but very enjoyable evening at the Binglestadt residence, sharing the family home that Rayloff has known for years and years. And as you all converse between Rory, Braum, Drimbar and Jalen, you all found them to be a very loving and caring family. A little bit weird, a little bit fucking nuts, but all the same, still very loving and welcoming. After Gerald secured an invite, an offer from Braum to share his bed, Terra and Red had a heart-to-heart, and Theron got ribbed a little bit more before he ended up storming up to be in the same room as Rayloff, but you go see Malin. But yeah, falling asleep on the floor, sitting with your back against the wall, being at least as far away, about 4 or 5 feet away from Rayloff as possible. But you all rise as the new morning sun comes in, completing a long rest, and you all awake to the sounds of Gerald and Braum having one last round before breakfast, and you hear
Morning, sweetheart.
and you hear Jalen downstairs beginning to move bowls and mugs again. Who is down first?
With me only needing the 6 hours, if Mogwai is plenty asleep, is happy asleep, sorry.
Yeah.
I'll keep the blanket there, but I won't concentrate anymore, and I will head down.
Okay. As you are the first to go down, and you hear the knocks and like little clinks in the kitchen, and you look in, and Jalen is still she's in this like big like furry sort of dressing gown, with her hair unbraided and down, and you notice her hair comes to like just around her lumbar, just like far down her lower back.
Yeah. Does it remind me a bit like mine?
Yes.
Amazing.
And she has got the front like cascaded to the side as well, just like how yours is naturally.
Cool.
And she looks at you, she catches you in the peripheral, and she's, oh well, good morning.
Morning.
How did you sleep?
Well, yes. I don't actually sleep.
Okay.
But my the room was very, very nice, and Red enjoyed her sleep, or she looks like she enjoyed hers.
Well, isn't that just lovely then?
It was. Would you like me to give you a hand with any of the cooking? Or?
You can help, sure.
Yeah.
I don't really need any hand cooking, but
No, that's fine.
I've got my hands full cooking for everyone. So, could you go into our back room and just help Drimbar to get up?
I can do that.
Just tell him that I sent you, otherwise he'll get a little. He doesn't like to be doted on, but early in the morning he needs a little hand just to, get himself dressed and back in his chair and.
Yeah, I ain't bothered.
Okay. Well, you go and help him like that.
Is there a certain way that he's happy to? Is there a certain name that you like to be called in the morning, or?
I think that's just a little bit too much for a personal question.
No. I mean, so he doesn't feel, because obviously I'm not you.
Well, he has eyes and he's able to see that it isn't me. Just refer to him as Pop Pop. I'm pretty sure that as of last night he has been speaking so highly of all of you.
Okay. Thank you for that. But the knowledge.
You're welcome.
Of course. My brain farted basically, and I can't remember her name.
Jalen.
Jalen. Thank you.
You're welcome. And for spellings as well, just remembering, I will put all of the names in the chat so everyone can copy and paste to document them as you wish.
Reference to get pop out.
But she continues cooking and moving things around, and what are you doing?
I will ask her. Which room is it? Sorry, this one.
Oh, yeah, just the back one. Yeah, just go through the dining room and just the back room over there.
Fantastic. I'll knock on nicely.
Yeah, as you get over there,
Pop pop.
and you just hear, "It's okay, I'm fine."
Jalen's asked me if I can give you a hand at all.
I'll be okay. And then just behind the door you hear, "Ah! Shit!"
I'm gonna knock and open the door ajar, only
Yeah.
a smidge. So
You-
obviously he's still got his
Yeah,
press.
you peek through, and he is just bare ass
Yeah.
with his face more or less into the floor as he's kind of like fallen off the bed with his chair that's been kind of knocked to the side or on its side, and he's down just kind of like half on the ground. But as you move your vision past his very pale and very hairy ass, kind of up to where his legs are kind of like sticking in the air against the bed, you do see his legs have pretty much been amputated from the knee down,
Okay, well,
and all across the knee and up the thighs, kind of coasting up across that butt and up his side. All of the skin is just scar tissue.
okay.
It almost looks like it's been melted
Burnt.
and then like lathered back on in like this weird like kind of Picasso just swirly design, but then there's lumps and bumps and cracks, and
He's taking a blow.
it's extreme.
From that dragon.
Yeah.
That red dragon, probably. Okay, that's fine. Pop pop.
I said I'm fine.
Okay. Do you want me to put the chair right and then I will go?
And he kind of like lifts his head up to you, and you see his hair kind of unbraided, and albeit it's very thin at the top, all of his hair around the back and the side is cascading like over his face and just like moving every time he just as he's looking up at you.
If we're part of Melon's family, you're just as right as mine.
Okay, just set the chair up and just give me a little scoop up, please.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll adjust this chair to make it so it's nice. Easy
Yeah,
to-
and you just
Yeah. Okay, 3, 2, 1.
roll a strength check for me.
Yeah. I'll take that. 16, strength of +1.
Nice.
17.
Okay. Even with your strength as you pull up, he is hefty. He is just
Understandably.
has a lot of muscle
Uh-huh.
and very big boned, and he is a really big
Edge.
lump. Yeah.
Yeah.
As you scoop up and under, and you feel like, you know, if you were still humanoid and you had a spine, you'd probably feel it snap as you
Nice.
lift up and scoop on the chair. and he lands.
I'll prep over his blanket over his legs and
Thank you. Could you just pass me over that furry gown?
Yeah.
I don't think it would be right to have my cock and bollocks out during breakfast.
That's understandable. Looking at him directly in the eyes.
Yeah.
Here you go.
And he just like he puts it
Only
on,
briefly.
and he just like
Okay.
yeah. And as you turn away, he then covers up.
Yeah.
And just as you're about to leave, you feel his hands just kind of yank onto your arm.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah.
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
It's no.
Just-
like I said.
Listen,
we're family. Yeah.
don't tell Melon.
Oh.
Don't tell anybody about what you've just done and what you've seen.
What did I see?
And he just like pulls you in and
Yeah.
gives you a big hug.
Yeah.
A lot more gentler this time, almost not intentionally crushing and breaking all of your spine.
Lovely.
Right,
Let's go
well,
have breakfast.
breakfast.
I'll open the door for him to.
Yeah,
To
and
roll
he comes through and sits himself in that exact same spot where he was at the table before. And-
Wow.
Other people begin to come down. Rayloff wanders down. Theron, Gerald, and Braum. At least Gerald, how are you coming downstairs?
How is Braun's attitude to me after sort of just... Does he get up and just start getting up by himself, or does he treat Gerald any differently now?
At least as you wake up,
Mm.
you kind of start nudging just to get more comfortable, and you do notice as one arm's around and the other's around you a little bit, but passed out. As you move to kind of like readjust, just get a bit more comfortable, you feel his arms like gently tighten around you.
Fair enough. With that then, we'll walk in with him. I'll just sort of be in front of him and just sort of be stretching like, oh, that was excellent sleep.
And you hear you, and just as Gerald, you announce that good morning, and everyone looks to you. Braum comes down, and both like your feathers are just fucking disheveled everywhere. So is his hair and his beard. And he comes down, and he's like kind of coming down the stairs while putting on one of his garbs over. And you just hear, as you say good morning, oh, my back hasn't felt like that in a long time. Oh.
It's wonderful. I haven't had to do so little work in ages.
Well, I'm going to pay for that today. Thank you. As he just sits down, like really heavily in the chair, you hear the chair under Braum just slightly catch. But in that moment, as tough and sort of more intimidating as Braum was the first time you met, he still got that air of a very stern and not really ultra approachable. But every now and then, as he takes a sip of tea, either tea or ale, whichever one, you wouldn't be surprised if either. You do catch his eyes as meeting Gerald's, and getting a little bit starry, just a little bit. But breakfast.
Good. I was like, if like after the first couple or so, as he's going, I'm like, don't catch feelings. I'm not a bird to be caged so lightly.
Well then, you'll definitely have to come back so I can cage you again.
I made a promise.
That I can do.
At least for a little while. So, Theron,
Yeah,
how was your night? Did you...
I slept peacefully, thank you.
Good. Now, did my little melon here get his balls emptied and fill your belly at the same time?
Well, that'd be telling, wouldn't it?
I didn't hear no loud noises. I could only hear what Gerald Throne did.
Brom,
Braun, sorry.
I cannot believe you'd forget my name.
I didn't forget, I just mispronounced.
Although
and
that is the point.
And you had Tyrael steer. Shut. And you had Tyrael steer. Shut the fuck up.
I'm gonna go.
That is the point, though. Theron, is Merlin the quiet type when you're pounding away, or are you just muffled into a pillow? Because I didn't hear a single noise from your room last night.
I felt like I didn't even need the sheep's wool. And I'll pull out the sheep's wool. Completely intact. I don't know if you can resalvage this at all. Or...
You just hear Ray laugh. I hate all of you.
Me and him. No one else's business.
Okay, well, I'm sorry for stepping on toes. I thought we were family and we shared, but okay. You want to be different, that's okay. And you hear Drimbar straight away. Okay, now listen. We're all accepting and welcoming of Malon's new bride. But we will not be digging at each other. We're family. We get on. And saying that, I am really starving.
That is true.
And you hear like just a muffle from the kitchen. Jalen just goes, yes, I know. It won't be long. Well, that is some good news. So, everyone slept well. That's good. Plans for today.
Do you have any shops? Obviously your own. Any other shops that you recommend us probably having a quick visit to? Or?
Well, there's only a few.
But the one we should go to first. Apart from your own, obviously. We'll have a look at your wares.
I'd say, depending on what kind of time you want to start going, I'd probably say the tavern would be your best bet to start out. But it depends how early you wanna start drinking.
I'll probably do that at the end. Depends on how long we're gonna be.
Well,
Speaking of,
Everyone needs to go sort out ship supplies.
Who needs to sort that out? Oh, is that my job again?
That is your job. Good. And plus, there's a tavern. You could take him there, butter him up, get us a sweet deal. Come on.
And we need winter warm clothes, because where we're going, it's going to be fucking cold.
well, we can get some of them.
Also, I obviously want to see about that magic parchment if I can actually get some.
and you see Drimbar just look up to you. Are you really trying to be needy now?
Sorry, I
Man's
think
not even out of his dressing gown.
Are you really trying to be needy now? I gave you my blessing last night, and now you're asking for favors.
What? No, it would be a business transaction.
I'm just playing with you, boy.
Oh, thank God.
You should have seen your face absolutely dropped.
It usually does.
Well, apparently Melon's doing a good job then.
Great.
Jalen quickly then comes in serving up breakfast, different bowls of like this one big, large, almost like the serving bowl from before.
Jalen, let me help you there.
Full of oats and porridge, with some fresh berries and fruit on other little bowls next to it, as well as some bacon and sausages and freshly fried bread. It's kind of like, you get the feeling this isn't the norm. Like, this isn't the normal breakfast that she'll cook up. Close to it, but just a little bit more extravagant.
Yeah. trying to show.
Trying to
the way.
impress a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, well, breakfast is here, so please enjoy.
Of course.
Good.
Is Mogwai okay having some
Oh,
as well?
absolutely.
Yeah. All it is I've never actually seen if he likes porridge, but he's got quite a large face. Do you have a bowl that's maybe a little bigger or shallower but wider?
And she looks around the table, and you see Braum just go,
Yeah.
"Don't worry, I'll get you a bowl sorted." And he picks up one of the bowls with some what look like fresh blueberries,
Yeah.
and he just like tips it and begins to eat all of them, just let them just run into his mouth. There you go.
Thank you. I'm gonna spoon some porridge into it. Mogwai?
And you very quickly remember that Mogwai and Red are still upstairs in bed.
I'm gonna put it on the floor, realizing.
Yeah.
Give me one moment. I'll take a piece of bacon. I'll go up and I'll put it in front of Mogwai's face. Mogwai. Mogwai.
And just as you see his big brown eyes begin to open,
Enjoy your sleep. Yeah.
and you just see his like mouth just trying to get the little bacon.
Okay. You gotta. Trying to weave him up to get up.
And just very slowly he starts sluggishly like coming out from his like bundle, and just as he's like leaning further and further, but slowly, very quickly, the redhead girl quickly sits up and
And you wanted to looking at Mogwai, and you wanted to sleep with her?
and
I'd never do that.
and just like half chewing that bacon that she just picked out of your hand with her mouth.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Breakfast is downstairs. I'm gonna just turn around and go. But first, take the blankets.
Yeah.
Go back down.
And joining Terra is Red and Mogwai joining the table, and Mogwai just, as you put him down next to the bowl.
Do you want to try some? Good. Good. Put it there then. I'll get some bacon and it's a sausage around and meat bits of chunks. I get a bit of a spoon and mix it into the porridge.
And they just.
And then I'll put the bacon that I was going to give him. I'll put it on top so he knows that's good. Okay.
And just slams his face into the bowl and begins just devouring it, loudly inhaling.
Lovely. I'll turn to the red and say, cute.
Really?
I know.
Then she just gets a bowl and just ladles out some porridge.
Yeah, I'll eat like an old person though.
So, yeah, I mean, there aren't really many places to go and visit. I mean, you got the Tack Shack, you got the Broad Shack, you got the Hide Shack, and you got the Parchment Shack. So, really, you know, you're spoiled for choice.
Yeah, it's totally shackalicious.
Boom.
Are you really with my melon?
No, Melon's with me.
Okay, I'm starting to like you a little bit more. So, do any of you, I mean, okay, listen, I was thinking about this last night. And I need to know something.
Go on.
You know what has happened in Gilf?
This is where we're
Been
going to.
told a few things.
In what respect?
You know, like, what happened about 20 years ago, 2 decades or so.
No?
Well, there was this, again, just from tales but from reliable sources, there was this evil mage or ruler that just was disgusted with their people's actions, and as the people were trying to rebel against whoever was in charge, and they decided enough is enough, and they wanted to take complete control of Geolf. And what they did, there was just a huge explosion from the clock tower, and it left everybody, or presumably everybody, dead and lifeless and just frozen in time, never to be awoken, never to be moved. And they say that the spirits of those people who are lost in Geralf are sent to a torturous abyss of wandering Geralf for eternity, never able to drift inside their own bodies again, just forced to wander around, catching the glimpse of what used to be their life and what they used to have. And some of those spirits, they have really gathered and gotten really angry. And it's said that if you set foot inside that place and you go far enough in, if the spirits begin to overwhelm, they'll drive you just as mad as they are.
Excellent. So who's up for going insane?
I think as my knowledge of Taratai is gone, I think one of these spirits might be an idea of where, if they're living spirits and we can communicate with them, I'd like to know. I'm down for getting insane.
Oh, Theron's frozen, hasn't he?
Yes, Theon has frozen. Should we take a quick break until it's sorted?
I feel like
Yeah.
I should do something
Yeah.
quick from
Okay.
last time.
Yeah. All right. Everyone, very sorry again. Technical issues, Discord, internet. Fuck Theron. Okay, we'll be back in just a few moments when we sort it out. Alright, sorry for the technical issues again. Fuck Theron. Time. But
Time.
Drimbar regales this tale and kind of looks down a little bit and then looks at all of you. You...
And I'm just like that. Thank you for breakfast. If you'll excuse me a minute.
Are you okay?
not really. And I just walk out the door. Just for some fresh air.
Does
Breakfast was lovely. I'll just go make sure he doesn't anything wrong, and I'll just get
Okay.
up and follow. Give it some distance.
yeah, Tara?
Yes.
What's going on with Theron?
Well, long story short, Theron lived there. And
What did he say his last name was again? Lustofsson?
that's the one. It's hard to pronounce. You might be wrong, but it sounds right.
I probably need to tell him something then.
Is it going to be something he's going to need to know, or?
I'll give you the short version.
Mm-hmm.
Although really, I know that Theron is frozen again.
Yeah,
So, I kind of want him to be here to hear this, but...
no problem. It looks like he's listening.
yeah. I'll give you the short version. So, about 25 years ago, we heard that there was a little trouble in Gulf. And usually we just keep our noses out, you know, our own village is our own village. But we got the word that we had been summoned to see Lord and Lady Lustofsson. And so I went there with Kuldro. And there we go. Oh, wait, here we go. Maybe? Back again?
So that was very quick.
Yeah.
I love being under DM's position.
Oh, I know, right?
Great
Hey.
power.
You don't know what.
It's okay. Don't worry about it. But, Theron, as Drimbar kind of leans forward towards Tara, beginning to share this bit of information that he feels that you should know, but obviously you've left and Gerald has chased after you. So about 25 years ago or so, we were summoned by Lord and Lady Lustofsson to meet with them, and me and Kuldro, Malin's father, went together, and they said that they had a little issue with some of the people disagreeing with how they were raising their children and the privileges they were given and the privileges that were taken away from some of the people who live there. And they told us that we were to report to a individual who would organize a plan to resolve this issue of any rebellion. And we met up with this teeny little fella, a little bit, a lot smaller than us, and he kind of looked like Brom's new toy. He kind of looked a little like Gerald, just with more of like a yellowy orange face beak thing and like green and yellowish feathers.
Oh shit.
And we met with this individual. What did he say his name was? Like Bike or Fike?
Pike.
Ah, aye, that's the one. And we spoke for a while, and he had been given some very urgent orders from Lord and Lady Lostofson to deal with the issue at any means necessary. And with his aid, myself, Caldro, and a few of our men, we went into Geolf late at night, and we went to the homes that were arcanely marked by Pike, that were full of the families and people who were rebelling and trying to overthrow Lord and Lady. And, well, we won't beat around the bush. We sent them to an early grave. A lot of them. At least about 1, maybe 200. But since then, I think, at least from what I had heard, Pike had a bit of an issue after that, after ordering us to do what we did and setting it all up, but then not getting any gratitude or acknowledgement from Lord and Lady Lostofson. So, at least he muttered to me one night throughout the raids, was that he was going to make sure that the Lord becomes, at least maybe in a few years, maybe a few months, whatever he had in mind, he would make sure that the Lord would find as little sanity as the lowest form of person and drive him mad. And I assume he was able to do that because, at least from what I heard about the Lord being fed up with his subjects, and only 5 or so years, half a decade after we left, he was still angry and still distraught and disgusted with some of his people. And that's when he decided that he wanted to destroy them all. And I'm not sure whether he had hired somebody, or if he was, he never looked like he was ready for the amount of arcane destruction that was cast across Geralf. But I don't know, maybe he was just secretly really powerful, or he hired someone, or someone did it for him.
At this part, I think I might know. This is what Theron believes was him. It was his doing.
So
They didn't hire anyone. That's his son.
wait, hold on.
I think
You're telling me? Oh, no. You're telling me that the Mad Lord of Geralf got his son to destroy everybody?
That's what I'm getting from it. But, and it's a big but, Theron's, between you and me, Theron's not that good of an artist. He can do a few... He can do a bit... And I'll produce a flame even... This kind of stuff. He can't do what you just said.
So,
Taking away the flame.
so are you telling me then what I've heard is wrong? Is completely wrong?
No. I think what you've heard is right. I just don't think he was the reason. He probably thought he was. I personally think it was Pike.
Do you know if Theron had a hand in what happened?
That you would have to ask him.
I had a lot of friends over in Gulf.
And I
Good,
can't.
good men. And women.
I can't. Sorry, my brain's just out of shite. I respect what you've done, and I'm sorry. What you've done is what has been told by order to do has come to this consequence of suffering for the good men and women. But I don't know enough to really give you the knowledge that I...
Alright, give us 1 second. Okay, sorry again for the technical issues. It's no one's fault, but we can blame Theron.
Yeah. Master Arkansas.
Yeah.
It was when you went.
What? So Tara.
And that's where my knowledge isn't enough.
I understand. I'm just saying that if it turns out that Theron actually had a hand in destroying my friends, destroying an entire city, then there will be...
What we're there to fix.
Well, there's going to be some very strong words between him and I.
I still don't think it was him.
I will take that on board.
Okay.
But
As much as I hate Theron, which I do, I don't think he's that bad. Not bad enough to do something like that.
well, we'll just
Maybe
have
to Pike. He's a bad guy. He is a very... That's why I think it was him.
the what? The little parrot thing.
Yeah. He's
Really?
conquered twice. 3 times to Theron. He's an idiot.
He's still
What we told
around.
him. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
prove
Sorry to
it.
be the breaker of How can I prove it?
How can you?
Well, I can say that unless you've killed him, I can't prove it. I can ask Theron doesn't know we've had this conversation. Gerald doesn't know we've had this conversation. First thing, ask them: is Pike alive? Or do we know if Pike's alive or not? They'll probably say no, because obviously he might have died within the last however many days. But we saw him alive. Because he conned us off.
How long ago?
I want to say two weeks. 2 weeks is probably a good amount. 3 at a max.
By the gods.
It took us about 2 weeks to get here, so 2 earliest, 3 probably max.
Fine. We will revisit that
Okay.
another time.
I do think you should have a word with Euron.
I will. I will have plenty.
But don't kill him.
I wouldn't be able to if he's that powerful.
Well, he's not that powerful.
Really?
Really?
Oh, well, I'm worrying all for nothing then.
I know.
Oh. But thank you for letting me talk to you about this.
I appreciate it. What you said before, we can... We're family, so...
Family.
Do you want me to open the door and see if they're okay?
Aye.
Fantastic.
Yeah, make sure they're not, like, no one's jumping off a bridge.
Okay. I'll open the door and see where about they are.
So, Theron, where did you head to?
I'm just outside the
Oh,
door.
just outside.
facing-
Alright, so you head out and you feel that your heart just and your head's going a little bit dizzy before you hear the door close again. And you see Gerald standing next to you.
Which one? Gerald.
I mean, we were both in the same room when that with what was just said.
Yeah, we were.
I mean, now you know what the tragedy has been spread around like.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, these people are going to... Oh, they're just going to nuts. How do I put it? We might not stay in a place very long unless we convince them otherwise.
Yeah, I know. I just can't believe that kind of rumor went about. But I'm not entirely surprised.
But that would... Somebody's obviously just gone over. They either know your family, or they just thought it was a good tale. You go into a town one day, everyone is dead, there's nobody to dispute you.
Yeah, the only problem is it was my fault.
We're
All I
at
wanna
least
do
trying to
is-
fix that.
Yeah, true. All I want to do is fucking rectify this whole situation. And to be honest, I'm not entirely sure that I can. And for one thing, that parrot motherfucking bastard. He's doing something, and I just dread to think. And he's always 10 steps ahead of us. And no doubt he's probably going to be ahead of us when we get there. There's probably going to be traps laid. Then we got all that other fucking shit.
His plan can't progress till we get there. He's counting on us to show up.
Yeah, but why? Why does he need us? Does he need me?
Possibly.
I don't
Some
know.
people just want to show, don't they?
But if that's the case, then I'm walking into his trap. Admittedly with good intentions. We won't even know until we get there.
Best we've got is the information from Red. And if she convinces her dad,
Which I
he'll
doubt.
maybe have
but-
the upper hand. We know not to
Maybe.
travel at night.
Yeah, maybe not. Come on then, let's go back inside.
Think positive thoughts, come on. There's no use
Oh,
beating yourself down about it.
No worries, I've been doing it for years, I'm used to it.
And just as you both are about to head back in, the door opens, and you see Tara standing there.
Whoa,
Tara?
it's okay. He's not dying.
Oh, that's good. That's good. I'll turn around and see if Pop-Pop's behind.
Yeah, Pop-Pop's behind.
Cool.
I Are you just gonna block the way, or can we come back in?
Did you want to have the win now or later?
I think now will be good.
Okay.
It's- What happened whilst we were gone?
Pop-Pop's really good at details. He'll probably explain it more. Do you, Gerald, wanna go get some stuff?
Can all of you just give us the room, please?
Of course. Yeah. Theo?
Theron,
I'll shut the door and.
sit down.
Oh, that sounded rather authoritative. Yeah, sure.
And everyone, all of you begin to shuffle out.
I will like to grab my stuff that I just left at the corner to
Yeah.
at least then cut up.
Yeah, that's okay. And
Oh, yeah. Red, Mogwai?
but I wanted to stay and watch.
Pop-Pop, is that okay?
Little girl, please, just give me the room.
Cool.
And Red kind of grabs your hand and comes up, and but even so, as she stands up, fine. As she follows you, Tara, out.
Yeah. I'll issue Mogwai if he wants
Yeah,
to come out
Mogwai
and
very
shoulder
quickly.
Okay. Theo will be back in an hour.
Yeah,
Do you
fine.
need an hour?
Can you get me some winter clothes and stuff?
I can do that. What size are they?
Then.
Dainty.
Not real life.
I'll get women's clothes.
That they'll fit just nicely.
Goodbye. Oh, do you want anything while we're out, Pop-Pop?
I just start shutting the door.
And you just hear as the door closes, you just hear pop pop. I'll take some pondweed.
Pondweed. I'll kind of like shout through the door like, okay. And we'll go to shops and
Theron,
things.
Yeah, I gather this is about Geralt, isn't it?
please take a seat down.
Okay. I'll take some.
So the quick version of all this, I met your father and your mother.
What?
I also met this Pike.
What? In relation to my mother and father?
Aye.
S-
Your
Wait a second. Wait a motherfucking second. So, you know my mother and father.
Aye.
You know Pike.
Aye.
And Pike was around Geralt?
About 25 years ago or so, your mother and father had summoned myself and Malon's father, Kuldro, to meet with them and speak of current issues within Geralt. Now, I didn't know what the issues were, except maybe just a couple people out of line. Or maybe a trade route that has been ambushed again. But this little parrot fellow was standing right next to them when we entered, almost like their own right hand, or like they had been very comfortable and confident in his ability and judgment. We spoke, and some of the families within Geralt did not like how your mother and father had... They had essentially been taking money away from the community to funnel to you and their children. To give you a better chance, to give you everything you wanted. And your sister.
I don't know.
I know. And there is no blame onto you. But your father and your mother decided that the problem was best left to Pike and us. And what Pike had came up with the permission of Lord and Lady Lufstofson, was to depopulate some of the area in Geralf of the rebellious families and anyone who was causing a fuss to try and take their money back. Or listen, son, I'm not going to sugarcoat this.
Wait,
Your father was very insecure.
what the hell?
He was a very angry man. Angry that he was angry, son. He was furious his people wouldn't follow him in every word or thought he uttered.
But you saying this is like the total opposite of how I see my father.
We always have these personas we put on in front of our children. And I'm sorry if this isn't the real face you wanted to see. But I believe you should know everything. Your mother was one of the sweetest creatures I'd ever met.
My mother?
Aye.
I thought she was the hard-faced one.
No. She was so sweet and caring. And you could see, although she followed your father and backed him up and supported him, there was pain in her eyes when she knew we had to go and do what we had to do.
Do I recall Pike at all?
Roll a history check for me.
Have a look. D&D Beyond is working. I rolled a 6 plus whatever my history is. 8. So 8 plus 6.
So 14. Nice. Okay, good roll. You think back, and in your mind, you remember when you were a child, no older than 4 or 5. And
It's easy.
and you went to your father's study late in the night. You had seen off in the distance in Geralf some torches and lights being lit and moving and shuddering and getting closer and closer to the keep. And the lights had woken you up in the middle of the night, so you went to find your father. And you remember when you got to the study, you just heard muffled voices. You heard one now recognizable voice of Pike. Muffled through the door, you heard,
"Well, I'm not sure what we're supposed to do. There are certain ways that we could deal with this issue and leave some of the people still there."
And instantly cut off. "I don't care! This is my keep, my money, my home. You will go there and you will take them away. They disagree with me, they disagree with Geralf. They don't deserve to be here."
Very well, my lord. Are you sure that you wish to engage in such actions against the population? I'm just not aware of what your other people might think.
I don't care what they think. Go and kill them. And just as you're about to open the door and you hear your childlike voice uttering, "Father," you straight away, you see both of them turn to you, and just a weird static over that memory as it, and you don't remember anything more up until the point where you woke up the next morning bright and early to go down to the kitchen to see what was in the larder before heading to the dining room and the dining table and wait for the servants to bring you your breakfast.
Yeah.
And to sit with Father, who was pleasantly reading a journal and greeted you as soon as you came in through the door, and he said, "Ah, my boy, come on. Come sit on Dad's lap."
Okay, so I'm back in the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just like, you know what? I think you might be right about the bike thing. I've got like one memory of it. Only brief, and then I just woke up the next morning, I think. Maybe.
Listen. I'm only telling you what I know. If there's anything unbeknownst to me that would help explain things, I'm not going to say there isn't any. But myself, my son, and Pike, and a few of our men all went into Guelph one night, and there was a large mob of them gathering, getting ready to try and push or storm the keep or whatever they were doing, just rabble. We told them that they needed to leave Guelph, but as most of them did agree, just as me and Coldro were about to just let them go.
It's alright, I don't need to hear it. I get what's gonna happen.
All I will say is that we tried to make the best out of the bad situation, but just as we nearly completed that, Pike informed me that the new order of Lord Lustofson, and we weren't letting any of them go. I'm sorry.
Was my father always like that? You know, or...
I hadn't known him for that long, but
Yeah,
by the time we got there, pleasant enough upon initial pleasantries and introductions, but as soon as the topic was turned to how he was ruling Guelph and what his people thought if it wasn't exactly what he wanted, unfortunately, he was always exactly as
described.
Exactly as I described.
I'm just hoping that it's Pike who was manipulating him somehow. Because if not, I don't know.
I know, boy. I really hope that you find something that proves otherwise.
Yeah,
But
me too.
just know this, and he just reaches over and grabs you by the side of your face, and the other hand goes on your shoulder, really kind of embracing you at this point. If you want to forget one father figure, then just know that I will always be around if you need another.
Cheers. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
However, all I know is Pike is a Geralt at this present moment. He's one of the worst characters that I've ever met.
He didn't exactly seem too peachy to us either, and that was years ago.
And I'm a complete prick, so I should know.
Aye.
Agreed. You are a friend.
Get out of the room, Tara. Go.
You are a friend.
For all of the past, it is my duty to stop running away from the past now. I really need to make amends for the people.
Well, I think in that case, I have some apologising to do.
Why?
You say that Pike is in Gerolf right now.
Yeah. He tried to kill us on a ship using Red's family.
Well, I feel like I owe the people of Gerolf, whatever spirits may be there now, some redemption for what we had done. Because we had a major hand in what your father pushed on everybody else. And I don't want to keep living with that guilt. So, you're saying you're going to Gerolf. Pike's going to be there and something is going to happen.
Yeah, I imagine it won't be too, in your terms, peachy, if he's involved.
Well, how about you let Pop come and see his old friend again?
It's up to you, man. I can't guarantee your safety.
I don't need you to guarantee my safety. Are you telling me that you might need some help? Or not?
I really don't want to get any more people killed, but we probably will, logically, need that.
Okay, now, look at me. Stop pussyfooting around. Do you want Pop's help?
Yes.
I have
That's
not worn...
Magical parchment.
You can get all the parchment you like.
Thank you.
And saying that, I haven't worn my breastplate in so long. This is going to be fun.
But pop-ups.
Aye.
What about the old situation?
Oh, don't worry about that. I've got that covered.
Okay.
So what we'll do then is we will go on horseback. I will gather a few of the skirmish. We'll leave Rory here to look after Jalen and the home, and
To be a leader.
to give him some leadership responsibilities. And then me and Brom will join you and your friends and Melon, your lovely husband to be, and we will accompany you to Gerolf and face whatever Pike has in store for you together.
Pop-ups, you have no idea how much this means to me. Truly.
Well, how about you try and explain it after we're done with it, if we're alive?
Yeah. Do you have any ale anywhere? I could do with one.
Do you think that I made this chair for no reason? And he reaches down under his legs, almost like just under the chair part, and he pulls out just a large, or a small little like hand keg. And just... There you go. And one for Pop.
To the future and what it holds.
Let's hopefully not die.
That's what I was hoping.
And you both have a drink. And just as both of you find yourselves very different, almost worlds apart from lifestyle and mindset, but with new information being learned and being told, with a helping hand being offered, and everyone else still away, giving you your chance to talk, finding that unfortunate relatability and ground of familiarity with Pike and the situation ahead. You have a drink, and as two men, as family, you have sealed the deal with being aided by the dwarves and Duergar of Gauldrone to head with you to Geralf. And just as we turn back to the rest of the party, as you have all made your way outside to head and just wander around aimlessly for about an hour.
Not aimlessly, we have a plan.
Yeah, half aimlessly, but to shop and to gather supplies. Yeah. And just as we dive in to what all of you are doing.
I do have a question.
Yeah.
Did Rayloff join us as well?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine.
he's still at the table, just watching back and forth between them.
I'm just thinking if he just diverted
yeah,
off.
For now, he's joining you.
Joined us. Awesome.
But you begin to meander around the small village, heading towards the small businesses and places you want to be at. And just as you begin to actively prepare yourselves to leave, unbeknownst to you, Theron and Drimbar have now sealed a promise to each other, and you will definitely be getting joined by some guests heading to Geralf to hopefully resolve any issue with Pike or the spirits or whatever may await. And that is where we're going to end tonight's episode and come back next week to continue from there. You know what? That was probably the most heartfelt talk Pop has had in probably a good few years.
Good. Well, he's just made his family bigger. That's the best part.
And hopefully Theon's not going to try and double cross Drimbar to help Pike again, like a good employee should. Oh, imagine that plot twist though. Right at the end, just as like Theon, you're about to kill Pike, you offer him a hand and help him up, and then both like kill Drimbar or someone in the party. God, that would be disgusting.
Wouldn't it be even worse if you made Pike make Theron blood sign a contract, and then
it'd be terrible. That would.
Couldn't be able to tell anyone to do anything, and then if they did, they would die. And then we'd have to sacrifice an old woman. That'd be even worse.
Yeah, thanks for
Well,
Alright, what's been that magic apartment store, mate?
Yeah.
You can play contract.
Oh shit. Alright, well, to everyone here, thank you for the support. It's been fun. Sorry again about the technical issues. Can't control these things sometimes, and it's Theon's fault, so fuck him.
standard.
Yeah, but we very much look forward to seeing you all next week to continue the adventure and get even closer to Geralf. But with all of that said and done, thank you very much for watching. It was a lot of fun, and we'll see you again next time.